Hey, welcome to the Huntsville Hustle podcast. We're going to share stories of grit, growth, greatness right here in the Huntsville area. And we got a couple today, a lot of grit, and a lot of greatness too. So that's kind of coming out of that grit, and we'll share part of their story. We got Lorenzo and Sahra right here. The Right Way 360 is why we'll learn about why it's called The Right Way. So, guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us, Joe. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. I'm excited for people that don't know you. They need to know you. So I'm glad they're tuning in and meeting you right now. So let's kind of take it back. So share the story of how the Right Way 360 came about.
Okay, so I'll give the quick rundown. It actually, the Right Way 360 was born out of a need. A few years back, well, it's been a while now. Walked into my job, doing pretty good in life. I thought I was doing it. The American Dream, six-figure job, and white picket fence and a little dog. And I walked into my job one day, and my supervisor at the time was the CFO. Decided she wanted to come in and wanted to have a conversation with me. So she came into my office and tapped me on my shoulder and said she needed to speak with me. So I followed her out of the office, going towards her office, thinking that's where we were headed to. And she made a detour towards the front door. So I figured maybe she wanted me to talk to a customer because, it's not uncommon that that would happen during the day. And as we got closer to the front door, she stopped and she turns to me and she says, "At this time, we've elected not to continue or renew your contract, so you're going to have to leave the premises immediately." And of course, at that moment, I thought maybe, it was kind of surreal. And I turned, and as I turned, her assistant was standing behind me with all of my belongings. She handed them to me. I stepped back out the door and she shut the door in my face. So, at that moment, life got really real. I came home to my wife, and on the way home, I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to explain this to my wife, who brand new babies, four children and a ton of debt. And when I walked in the door,
So when you walked in the door, I'm like, I was taking care of the kids, making dinner, and I'm like, oh wait, why are you early? I'm like, it's not time. I thought I was running late. I thought I was like behind schedule. He was like, I got something to tell you. I'm like, what is it? He was like, I was like, I'm like, okay. Like it didn't phase me because I told him, I'm like, if we lose everything, as long as we have each other, we will be all right.
yeah, yeah.
And I mean, I knew that's probably gave him like a sigh of relief, like wow, I thought she was gonna freak out. For what? It is what it is,
It was that booster, that moment that, okay, we can get through this. So fast forward, the lesson we learned in that moment was that we can never again put ourselves in a position where somebody can come and change my life by just tapping me on the shoulder. So we immediately started embracing financial literacy. What did we do wrong? How did we get to this point where we allowed somebody to be able to change our life like that? And we started to learn new steps in how we handled our money, cut our debt, cut our budgets, be very specific and strategic about how we spent. And as we move forward, we were learning things along the way. We were sharing it with friends and family. As we shared it with friends and family, more people wanted to know more about how we did it. So we saw a need at that moment and began to fill it. And that really is how the Right Way 360 came about. The rights, our right name.
Because we're always right.
Because we're always right, even when we're wrong. The Right Way. And then 360 is basically a fully encompassing view of how we do everything. How do we interact as a family? How do we handle career and business? How do we handle our budgets and spirituality? It's just a 360 view of how to do things a little bit better in a way that we know is successful and share it with others.
Oh, I love it because it's all tied in together, right? So one's kind of going to affect the other. So I love how y'all protect it from 360 degrees. That's a great way to do it, man. I can't imagine the confidence boost you get. You come home and you don't know how your wife's going to react. We got this, man. That's how you know I married right.
Yes,
I
yes.
did that little pun on the right way. So you did that the right way. Um, so I think people, maybe they have heard of you, they haven't, they see you now and you're successful. I like people to know that, hey, it wasn't always sunshine and rainbows. I mean, you had to dig yourself out of the dirt to get to where you are now. And you help people do the same now. Tell me kind of about what some of the services you guys offer.
So
We offer budgeting, basic budgeting. We offer if they are interested in, because one of our things that we do is we buy and sell and hold. So we also help with doing real estate investment. We have if you go to the rightway360.com, we have classes that they can take. They on self-paced classes. and we're always there with you. So if you have any question, we always check in, and we hold you accountable. We don't have time for you to play games, so we will hold you accountable. So we offer a little bit of everything. And right now we started offering for the younger students. So I'm an author, so I started writing books for children to start teaching them at a younger age. So when they become our age, they already know all the terms when it comes to financial literacy. And so we created 2 books. So we have created
Actually, 3 now.
no, 3, sorry, correction. So we created one for college students, which is called the Student Wealth Playbook. And we have Nyla's Check Adventure that teaches you how to write checks. And then we have Tatiana's Money Alphabet Adventure, and that is the ABCs of financial term. We just want people to just see financial literacy in a different eye.
Yeah.
We teach math. Everybody has to take math classes, but we do not teach them how to use them on a day-to-day basis. So that's when we come in and we do that and help.
Man, I think that's so valuable because people think they should know that stuff, but no one's teaching it. I mean, we should know how to make a budget, how to write a check, all these things. But I mean, some schools are doing it, but most part, you kind of got to figure it out on your own, and you're going to mess it up. So it's good to say you guys are out there helping people out. And something you guys help with is generational wealth. I know it's kind of a term people throw around a lot, but you've built a business around making it actually real. What does generational wealth mean to you guys?
So generational wealth in terms of from just a financial standpoint is basically you leaving money, not just for your children, but your children's children. You're laying seeds and planting a foundation for a tree that will grow that you will never have the shade from. And that's the actual financial standpoint of it. But also from a generational standpoint is passing on mindset. And a lot of times we find ourselves explaining the difference between the two, because when people think generational wealth, they only think money, or most of the time they think money. But generational wealth is a mindset, because if you create the money today and you pass it to your children without teaching them the mindset that goes along with understanding that wealth and how to move it and how to pass it on, then that generation is going to be broke right after. So, and you see that every day. Here we are in Huntsville, Alabama. We see a lot of the land that that farmers have created that had passed down generation to generation. Their children now are selling it. Some may have good reason to, but in most cases, they don't. A lot of them don't understand the financial stability behind maintaining the land to keep the generational wealth going after their generation has passed the torch. So our goal is to show generational wealth, and not just from a monetary standpoint, but from a mindset standpoint, so that each generation is getting better than the other to keep that name and that legacy going. So we call it build wealth, create legacy.
See, there you go. I think people forget how important the mindset is when it comes to money. I think that's something so important to you guys. It kind of separates you from a lot of people. Like some people, here's how you make some money. But you're talking about, hey, how do we keep it? How do we deal with it? How do we, like you said, pass it on to the next generation, which I think people are not doing. And like you said, you're starting with the young kids now. I think that's amazing. That, like I've told you to share with you guys. I wish I'd have had this information. That's kind of what, when you look at creating products and services, like this is what I wish I would have had when I was their age. I think you guys sharing that too. That's how you build a lot of your products. So I know you guys obviously are so important to do things together as a couple. How has that kind of shaped your mission working together as a couple?
Okay, so one of the reasons why we started working together as a couple, because we wanted everyone to be on the same playground. If one person is all about financial literacy and the other one is not, somebody's going to get that the pullback of everything, whether it becomes budget, whether it's because I want to buy this piece of property, and one person knows we can't afford it and the other one believe they can. So if we sit down and really dissect our budgeting, we're both on the same playing ground, and we can make sound decision. And it's important to make sound decision, because then you get to where you want to be faster. Because if you have two people who is pulling against each other, we're not doing anything. We're not going to conquer our mission and our goals.
Yeah, and I see that all the time with you guys. That you're always on one accord. You're always together. See, I like that. That people, it drives me crazy. Here's a pet peeve I'm going to share on a business podcast. Has nothing to do with business. When a spouse talks bad about another spouse on social media or something, it drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. And that is something that you will never see out of the Right Way 360 couple right here. They are on the one accord at all times. And I think that's important, especially if we're all going the same direction. Like I say, if we're pulling against each other, it's a stalemate. Nobody's going anywhere. You guys are always together. And I think that shows in your success. It is just, hey, we've been plowing together and as successful as showing right now. So you guys deal with a lot of people from a lot of different backgrounds. What's one of the financial mistakes you see people make over and over?
The biggest mistake I would say that folks make is a lack of budget. Literally, it's a lack of budget.
I agree on that one. Yeah. Absolutely.
It's a lack of budget. Budgeting is a big issue, and a lot of the customers that we work with, a lot of the couples, even individuals, they don't have an actual solid budget set up. They're just spending money month to month based on these. This is what I normally use, so this is what I go and normally buy. And that is how we find that most people get into financial problems, because they kind of walk themselves slowly into the deep end, not realizing that they're actually heading in that direction.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, they don't have a money problem, they got a budget problem. I've seen people make half of what someone else is making and do twice as good financially. So it's all about your budget and knowing what you got and where your money's going. I think that's what's something great you guys out. Where's your money going? Some people, they can't tell you, right? I'm sure you get there and like, I don't know. I just make money. It just seems to go out the back door. I don't know where it went. So yeah, you got to give that money a name and a place to go, right? So you talked about the kids' books, which is awesome. How early do you start this conversation with kids about money?
How do you have a conversation about kids?
With kids, we start by getting them involved in our conversation when it comes to paying bills. Back in the days, when we were growing up, our parents would say, "It's none of your business," but it is, because we need to know what's going on. And by you showing us and helping us to see how we pay the bills, you go to work and now you come home, you pay the bills, and this is why sometimes we don't have as much money as we thought, because especially sometimes our kids will ask us how much you make a year, and if we say, okay, this is figuratively speaking, if we said 50,000, in their head they think, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money, but they don't realize that you paying bills. So by sitting with them and just slowly, just not, you don't give them too much, but enough for their age. You just want to give them enough, just for them to understand how money works, and how yes, we live in this beautiful home, but we have to pay the mortgage, and we have to pay for the light bills, we have to pay for the taxes. So just little things, and then they'll realize, oh, so it deducts from the money you make. Absolutely. So the money that we're making, it doesn't just stays there. It goes out also. What the money comes in, and some of it goes out. But the tricky part is how much goes out. So now we're just basically sitting with them, and sometimes we'll do like chores. So if they're doing a chore, we'll give them, okay, if you clean the bathroom, that's $5, and then they'll do that. And at the end, if they didn't do it, we subtract. So that teaches them, like, you didn't work, you didn't get paid. You worked, you got paid. And then if they wanted something, we would say, do you have enough to buy that particular thing that they want? So you just do it slowly, and you're introducing it to them in a slow amount where they can digest it. Don't give them way too much where they don't understand it.
Oh, that's perfect. Involving them. I think that's the greatest thing you do, is just get them involved in it, which is, kids love to be involved, probably to an annoying extent sometimes, like, hey man, just back off a little bit. But you can kind of involve them and get, like you said, give them, hey, what does money actually mean? Because when you're a kid, you're like, $50,000, man, I could buy the world with that. Meanwhile, 50,000 in this economy, it ain't that much, right? So I think you think 5 years old? What's the earliest you think you can start talking to kids?
I would start talking to them as around 5, little bit, just because 5 they're in kindergarten, so you can start there. And in some classes, because I am an educator, so in some classes we used to do chores. They would have certain chores, and they would get like a certain amount of money that you could say, okay, if you are the line leader, okay, for the week, and this is your chore, and you can give them fake money, not real money, but fake money for being a line leader. And then at the end of the week, you can have like a store where they can buy things. So you can start as young as 5. Now, if you want to, you can start a little earlier if they are ready for it. So you have to pretty much know your child. Some children are more ready at a younger age than others, but once you know they are ready, you can start right away.
Excellent. That's great advice right there. So if you're a parent, get those kids involved. Let them involved. Teach them money early. They're gonna have to learn about sometime. Might as well be with you in a safe environment. Get it on. So, so you guys are small business owners as well as like people on this podcast. What's been one of your biggest challenges? How'd you overcome it?
Excuse.
Oh, just saying. You guys are small business owners. What's been one of your biggest challenges along the way, and how did you guys overcome it?
I'm sorry, it's cutting there a little bit. There you go. We'll come back to this. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I got you.
There you go.
Yeah, I was just asking now, what's been one of your biggest challenges as a small business owner, and how did you guys overcome it?
As a small business owner, one of the biggest challenges is just understanding how to run the day-to-day business. We run into a lot of issues where, you're told start a business, little actual day-to-day training to know exactly how to make your business successful. They show you how to open the doors, how to get yourself in debt to create certain things, and then you're supposed to start selling. Well, how to sell, how to maintain a customer base, how to properly document your business and then scale it. Because most people who are business owners are, what do they call them? Solitary, singular business owner. They're like their own employee. So you're stuck working the business all day, every day. And one of the things that we had to learn to do is how to multiply ourselves within the business so that we can scale the business and grow it without increasing our actual physical involvement. So I would say for us, it was how to actually scale the business would be our
Yeah, and our mindset, knowledge, mind.
Yeah, those are strong. They all kind of tied in together too. You kind of people. I think people do kind of limit themselves, and then some people they just created a job for themselves, right? They didn't create a business like you talk about the people that they're working 80 hours for themselves. I mean, you work for yourself, but you just created yourself a job that you're tied to. So you guys are all about freedom. I mean, that's a good thing for you guys. Freedom, and you just got back from a trip.
I guess for me, I did a comparison with my dad. We had a really good sit down. And I said, my friends are going to go to college, 4-year degree. They're going to rack up $100,000 worth of debt and, come out with no experience but a piece of paper. And the conversation I had with my dad was, I said, I'm going to go to the military. I want to go to the Marine Corps. So I'm a U.S. Marine. I'm a jarhead, right? So I said, Dad, I'm going to go to the Marine Corps. After my 4-year engagement come out, I'm going to have my degree. I'm going to have my family. I'm going to have money saved up. I'm going to have skill sets and experience. And I'll be able to apply that to real world. And he looked at me, and he said, I never thought of it that way when you put the apples to apples, and that's kind of how my mindset's always been. But when I explained it to him that way, he was like, "Yeah, I'm okay. I'm on board with that." So I got to marry my high school sweetheart because going off to Rico, I had a base housing, I had my GI Bill, and basically I had all the check boxes checked. So why can't I have my high school sweetheart? So that was 1990. That's not telling age, but that was 1996. 1996. And we've been together ever since. So we've basically grown up together. Been together since I was 14. And all of that we've done, all that we've built literally, we built together, learning step by step, hand in hand.
Yep. So all the nights, now they have what is it? FaceTime. We didn't have FaceTime. Okay. So we would be on the phone, like talking about like what we wanted to do in life. I wanted to go to college, what degrees we wanted, everything. We were planning. We had like a whole picture of like how our life was going to be. It didn't start out that way. It was terrible. But look at us now. It was, so now that we can sit back and we can laugh about it, but we had goals, and we also had a why. So for the people that are like listening, I would always say you need to have your why. Once you have your why, I think in marriage, and it needs to be together. You don't want to have, now I'm not saying you don't have your own dreams. You do.
Yeah.
You definitely have your own dreams, but we have to have our dreams, and our dreams will create the path for your dream and his dream or her dream or whomever.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome right there. I like to just a power couple. That's what I think about you. That's the first thing that popped in my head when I picture you guys. Just power couple. Yeah.
Thank you.
You've done it right. I think it matters that you went through the hard times, right?
Yes.
I think that's forged you together, and it shows you that, hey, look what's possible. We weren't born on third base and we scored a home run, right? We were in the dugout. We weren't on the field. So that's great that you've thrown it together.
Not even on the field.
Yeah. So if that's your situation now, that's what they do. They can teach you how to get there. They're not going to jump you all the way around. They're going to start with the basics, go to first, work your way around the plate. But they've done it, and they know how they got the blueprint. That's what they share. So get out with the Right Way 360 folks. They help you out. So I know you guys are always planning big things and partnerships and all the things. What's next on the horizon for you guys?
We've got a couple of things going. Of course, we just had our yearly flagship event, which is our 360 Wealth Money Talks Roundtable, where we talk about everything finance and wealth. And we had that at campus, and that was our title sponsor was Amazon. So we're now fully endorsed by Amazon, which is a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. And not to mention, Wifey is Amazon #1 bestseller multiple times now, right? But our next event that's coming up is that we're working with two different events. We got our foundation. We're planning our annual gala. This will be our first one, 360 Head Start Foundation, and that we're expecting that to be sometime around sometime October or September, where we'll be raising funding for our 360 Foundation, which helps underprivileged families, helps with job placement, help bill pay, how to get your business started, how to get funding for school, things like that. So that is a big deal for us, and this is us stepping into a new realm of business. And we're totally excited about it.
Yeah. And I'm working on the fourth book. We're definitely working on the fourth book. This one, I don't know exactly where I want to, send this one, but it's still going to be financial literacy. It's still going to be financial literacy, but it's going to be a different story. And we're bringing the male side of financial literacy, because the first two books is girls, and it's going to be I'm trying to make it like a 4-part series for financial literacy. I think we're going to call it a 360 360 kids or something like that. So we don't know what the name is. So if you guys have like any idea what name it should be, we'll take it. But that is the goal of is just getting the word out there and helping all of those everyone that needs help when it comes to financial literacy, budgeting, investing, insurance. We are here. We want us to have the way we started was harder, but we want the others that are coming in and looking in to be different. They're seeing us where we are now, but they didn't see the bad part. And we want to start giving that out, like letting you know that we had some really talks in our lives, and that it's okay. It's okay that we mess up. And what is not okay is if you stay there. That is not okay. So we are here to help you in any shape, form, or way. We're here and we understand the pain, and we have a no judgment. Like, we do not judge
judgment zone
at all, because we are human at the end of the day.
That's it. Y'all have been there. If they can see that, I think that means so much. They say you're the most qualified to help the person you used to be. So that's where you got started, and that's who you help. So I know you guys are well connected in the community, but is there someone in the Huntsville or even North Alabama area that you'd like to collaborate with that you haven't connected with?
That we haven't, man, that's a long list.
We're always open to collaboration. That's a good question.
I mean, of course, we collaborate with man Joe here, Relentless Positivity Fitness, and all.
United Way,
Kathy Miller. Who would we like to?
I don't know.
If I start naming names and not name the right names, I'm going to get myself in trouble. You're trying to set us up.
How about this? If you're listening right now, reach out to you know what they do. You know who they help. Reach out to they will want to collaborate. I promise you that they'll find a way to collaborate. Me and Lorenzo just talked. We first met and said, I don't know how we're going to do it, but we are going to work together somehow. And he figured out a way. So they'll figure out a way. You just reach out.
A way to collaborate. I mean, we're looking to do good things, and as long as we're able to help the community and help our businesses grow, we're not gatekeepers. If you follow us on social media, we're adamant about not being gatekeepers, and we are quick to call out gatekeepers.
And
I love it. They need to be called out. They need to be called out, because you guys send the elevator back down for sure. You're not trying to hide any information. That stuff that people pay for, you probably give away most of it on your social medias.
We give away a lot. If you follow us and you follow the trends, we give away a lot of information. Again, like she said, it's okay to be in a bad situation. It's not okay to stay there. And the information that we provide on all of our platforms helps people to start making that step to move forward.
And then we want them to know that we are regular people just like themselves. So we have a little fun on social media. We do the trends too. And some of our videos also is like real life. Like, it actually happened. It's not a skit. And some people's like, you sure this is not a skit? I'm like, if you live in my home, you would have been like, oh, it actually happened. Yes. So some is a skit and some are not a skit. It actually, out of the blue, the kids will get us
based on a true story.
Yeah, I know. I think we should change it based on a true story. That's a good one. But yeah, we just want everyone to know that it is okay. It is okay to ask for help. It is okay to be where you are, but we need to fix it if you're not happy. If you're not happy where you are, we need to fix it. Some people are happy where they are, and that's fine. That's not who we're looking for. We're looking for the ones that actually need that help.
Want the help. We're ready to move.
Ready to move.
Yeah.
Ready.
Yeah.
Because it's the right way.
Maybe you're not ready right now, but when you are, reach out and they'll be ready to help you. So if you guys are mentally prepared for this, we're going to go to the rapid fire part of this. Just quick answers right here. You don't have to think about it that much. Whatever pops in your head. So we're gonna start with this one. So you guys, early birds or night owls?
Early. No, night owls.
Night owls.
Sorry.
Night owls.
Oh, man, I'm on the other end. I'm a 9 p.m. bedtime kind of guy. So that's me.
Mm.
So what's your biggest financial pet peeve?
Biggest financial pet peeve.
My spending.
Spending. I
Well,
don't
we're
get
gonna
into too
move
much
on.
detail. Spending.
But it's for the grandbabies. I'm spending for the grandbabies.
Yeah, it's not for you. It's not for you. It's for grandbabies.
Dogs.
Yeah, good answer. That's the right answer. All right. So what was your favorite cartoon growing up?
Oh my gosh. Woody Woodpecker was mine.
Really unexpected. I was not ready for that one.
DuckTales.
Oh, you liked them swimming through the money. That's where it all started, wasn't it?
That's where it all started.
I love some DuckTales, man. I can hear that song in my head right now. So.
Dude, right? Let's ruin the internet and sing it.
No.
We'll do a separate episode for that one. So, who's a dream client you'd like to work with?
Dream client I'd like to work with. I have a few names. Here's the issue.
Just pick one. Yes.
Oprah.
Hey, put it out there. Why not?
Oprah.
Why not? Okay, yeah, good answer. Right? Why put them out in the universe? You never know. Why not?
Yes.
Come on,
Why not?
Tab. I need you.
Yes.
Come on down. Yeah.
I know you heard that, Oprah.
Oh yeah, this show's got reach, my friend. She's gonna hear that. She will hear this. So, do you guys have nicknames?
Well, he does. He has a lot.
I have too many. You want me to share?
Go ahead.
You good.
Lady Flip Game, aka Lady Flip Game, is my
Flip game boss.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, let's go by that one. We're not going to give them the other little nicknames. That's between me and you. Okay,
Well, I know a man in the Marine Corps has got some nicknames. That's for sure. What's a quote or motto you guys live by?
That we live by.
What was the dictator?
Well, part of what we do from our business is each one teach one.
Yes,
each one teach one is a major one because we apply that to everything. Yeah. You know, there's a number of them, but that one I think is profound across everything that we do. Is each one teach one.
That's it. That's the way the world should work, right?
You know,
what's a favorite? Part. Yeah, gatekeeping. I can't stand it either. That's my biggest pet peeve right there. Yeah. What's your favorite local spot to unwind in either Huntsville or Madison, any of those areas?
Local spot?
Aruba's in Florida,
yeah.
But in Huntsville, it would be my house.
I love my house. But I actually got two places. I like hanging out at the camp, and I love fourth quarter.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, fourth quarter bar girl. I like fourth quarter.
I haven't been there. I got to go check it out now.
It's nice. It's nice.
Yeah,
yes.
The camp is cool though, especially this time of year. Go out there, hang out at the camp. They got a lot of good stuff going on up there. So,
yeah.
What's one thing most people don't know about you? I know y'all are kind of like me that you put it all out there, so maybe people do know everything.
Oh, I have one. It's kind of it's personal, so and it's something I think I've shared it already, but my third son is actually the fourth child, not the third child. So I had a miscarriage.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and for me, I would say people look at me at my size and think that I'm very intimidating. But at the end of the day, all I really want to do is eat Fruit Loop cereal and watch cartoons.
You are intimidating. No, it could be mean, y'all. Don't listen. No.
I know one thing. You don't like them uncomfortable shoes. That's one thing I know about you.
Yes.
No, man. We can tell stories for days about that.
He learned from his mistake. This year, he's going to be better.
Yeah.
Just give him some Fruit Loops, some comfortable shoes, and Scrooge McDuck, and he's all right.
Yeah. Cartoons, definitely, yes.
That sounds like a good day, actually. That does sound really good.
Listen, the stress relief forever.
I'm a massage type of girl. You give me a massage, self-care, we're good. We're best friends.
Self-care is important. Take care of yourself, right? Yeah.
That's me.
Everybody else. So I know people are thinking, hey, I need to work with these people. I want to follow them on social media. How can they reach out to you? How can they follow you? What's the links?
Okay, so you can go to TheWrightWay360 on all platforms. So IG, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Fanbase,
Twitter,
Lemon, Twitter, name it. And if you would like to go to our website is TheWrightWay360.com. We made it very easy for you to find us. Yeah. Now we're also Lady Flip Game and
Flip Game Boss on social media.
Hey, and what you see is what you get. These aren't fake people behind these accounts. Is what you
No.
see is what you get right here. And I think people appreciate that. And they're going to tell you, hey, they'll tell you like it is. And they'll tell you their story and how you can get to where they are right now. So thank you so much for coming on here and sharing your story. I think what you guys do is you give people hope. I think some people are so hopeless now, especially in the financial world, that
Yes.
hey man, here's where I was and here's where I am now, and you can do it too. So I think that's so important, just provide hope for people. So I appreciate you guys doing out.
Absolutely. We appreciate you. Thank you for what you're doing. Appreciate you. We've become fans of what you've been doing. So we appreciate you and the opportunity and what you've been doing with other business owners. We need more of this in the community. So we appreciate that you lead by example.
Well, yeah, hey, no gatekeeping. I should have called the show No Gatekeeping.
No gatekeeping.
The more people that can collaborate and over competition, all that's the goal. That's just connecting people and see now we can all rise together. That's the goal.
Agree with
that. And one of the things we say is like, what's made for you is for you, and what's made for me is for me. No matter what, it's if you share a little bit, it's not going to take anything from you.
No.
Right. There's plenty to go around. We have the room for everybody. Come on
in. Absolutely agree with that.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing with us and sharing the version of hope that people can have out there, and just, hey, that you're real people and you're helping real people out in the world as well. So if you're listening right now, please share this episode with somebody that they need to know the Right Way 360 folks, that they could change their lives. They could be, and then if you need to teach your little kids, go get you some books, go get you some courses. They can help you all those ages out there. Please share this episode, and we'll see you guys next week on the Huntsville Hustle podcast.